How about David, Silicon Valley?
Okay.
The home of the microchip. What do you think about the Henry Louis Gates situation?
We were just talking
Cambridge,
about that.
Massachusetts.
We just talked about that.
Yes. Should policemen be allowed to arrest someone for being an asshole in their own home? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It depends, okay? When the man, I'm sorry, I don't care what the guy did, I don't care what color he is, the whole race thing, throw it out the flipping fucking window. When his identity, when it was revealed to the policeman, they just should have said, fine, sir, we're sorry, we will go. Okay? Because that starts to, that's an invasion, it starts to become an invasion of privacy. So the guy's in a bad mood, so what?
Well, I'll tell you what so what is. Are you ready?
Okay, I want to hear where you think the policeman wasn't crossing the line with this.
This is what I will say. And I'm not saying that he also was not in the wrong, but I think that because of the way the other guy handled it, the professor handled it, he's the one who blew it. And I'll tell you, the police officer is called to the scene because there is supposedly a crime possibly happening.
Right.
And you're allowed to ask for ID and all that. The guy's pissed because he's just trying to get into his house. He's tired from a long trip or something, so he's grumpy.
From what I understand, I don't have all the facts, but from what I understand.
Right, so he's grumpy. He's also, and I think this is very important, he's a professor of black culture.
Right, who has written
who
a paper
works at Harvard.
Right.
So, I mean, this man has overcome a lot of barriers in his life.
Right.
And when you tend to overcome a lot of barriers, what you still have is the law of associative memory, which is...
That's a good one. Write that one down.
Write that one down. So from his experience, he already experienced so much racism that he immediately felt, here comes Cracker Boy, gonna, being a complete racist because I'm black trying to break into the house, they think, right? Okay, so let's stop there for a second. Go back to the fact that he's a professor from Harvard. He's already an egomaniac. Professors are egomaniacs, particularly professors from Harvard and professors from other schools like Berkeley and things like that. All right? So now he's got that against him. He is the one who started making racial slurs to the police officer first. Okay? After the fact, when cooler heads kind of prevailed.
We know that.
Right? When cooler heads sort of prevailed, they asked the professor, did the police officer say anything racial to you? And he said, he didn't say a racial slur, but he was treating me as though I was a common criminal. Well, hello, there was a call about a criminal act possibly going on.
Are you aware that when the 911 call came in, when they called the police station, that the person, the dispatch, was asking what race the people they thought that they were? And the lady on the other line said, I think they could be black, they could be Mexican.
Okay,
and initially even started out that way. I'm not going racial on you. All I'm just telling you, there was just...
Okay, but how does that have to do with the cop himself?
Because the cop himself is already thinking this.
But the cop, you know what the cop does, right? He teaches trainees...
I understand that.
...to be politically correct.
The difference is, you're in your car, this man was in his home. Okay? Granted, whatever.
Actually, he was breaking into his home.
Well, he was already in his house by the time the cops get there. Right? Now, granted, maybe this guy was being a little bit, a little disruptive, a little too, protective about his race or whatever, and the cop didn't like it. Doesn't matter what the cop likes or not. This cop is in this man's home. He finally produced ID saying that I live here. Mm-hmm. At that moment, no matter what this gentleman was saying, the cop should have said, okay, fine.
Now, see, I disagree. Wait, let's stop right there. You said no matter what the guy was saying.
No matter what he's
saying.
So
what if he was saying, I'm going to kill you, bitch?
If he says that, that's different.
Okay, so how do you know he's not going ballistic?
But he didn't say that.
What did he say?
All he was saying, he was just using racial slurs. Like, oh, you're just going to have to be because I'm black, because of race, that's all he was saying. He wasn't saying that, I'm going to kill you. You can't say that to anybody. That's not right anyway.
Oh,
if he said that to the cop, no, you can't. That's where I'm standing. I disagree.
Sitting.
That's where I'm sitting. From where I sit in my chair, I disagree. If a cop comes into your house and you produce ID, unless you're out of your mind, belligerently drunk,
now wait,
and you can hurt somebody,
right?
Then maybe take you.
Okay, but wait,
why
do you have to be drunk?
Let me finish. Because some people are drunk in their homes, and some people have been taken out of their house because they're drunk in their house because they're being belligerent.
Well, can't you be belligerent and not be drunk and harm someone? I know
I can.
Of course
you can. Of course you can, but as soon as you add alcohol, well, you know what happens when you add alcohol.
No.
Wait.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Right there. Okay, a little bit of wine. But I'm not going to budge on for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
You come to your house and you're in a pissy mood. You're not feeling good. And believe me, I get that a lot because I do it all the time coming home from work. You walk. You're trying to get in your house. You drop the keys. Somebody calls the police because they think somebody's breaking into your house.
No, he didn't drop his keys. He was having to break in.
Whatever he was doing, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying somebody thinks that you're breaking into your house. They call the police. You're in your house now. The police come to your door and they want to arrest you because you're upset.
No, not me, because I'd have given him my ID and I wouldn't have said, "Hey, crackerhead, guess what?"
Maybe not. What if you're in a pissy mood? I know me.
You know
I
what?
get bad moods.
Bottom line is this. This guy's a professor. He's a Harvard professor. He should be smart enough to know the guy's got a badge, the guy's got a gun. Chill out. Give your ID. Go, "Thanks for coming. I appreciate it." Shut the puppy door.
Shut the fucking door.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, I do agree with that to a degree. I do. I really do. I agree with that to a certain degree. But
there's no excuse for being so pissed.
But you've got
take a breath.
Who cares? I understand. I get mad like that.
I know, but that's my point. I know you do.
I get mad like that.
Right, but getting mad like that does you no good. In fact, it puts you in more harm.
Yes,
and if you can just stop and take a breath and go, "Okay, best way to handle this." Most people don't think.
Okay, now wait. Let me ask you a question. Getting huffy and puffy is one thing about putting you in harm. Now, why should that be like you holding a gun to a cop's face? Because that's how they treat you. If you start coming off with an attitude, they treat you like you have a gun, like you're putting a gun at them.
Well, why do you come off with an attitude?
Well, maybe by this time, this guy's tired. I believe me,
I get it.
Tired
is no excuse.
Come on,
it's not an excuse.
Lorenzo,
I'm
look,
sorry.
you got to admit the cop when the guy produced his ID and proved that he lived there, even if the guy was the guy just
now
said,
something
okay,
happened.
Fine,
Now
and turn
there
around
is something
and
that
left.
I don't understand that happened in this.
Left.
I will say there's something that happened that I don't get, because somehow he could not arrest him in his house after he saw the ID, but somehow he got the guy to come out on his porch and then he could arrest him, and that's how it happened.
Right, the cop baited him out to a front porch.
Okay, so now let me ask you this.
So why did the cop do that?
So let me ask you this.
Why did the cop do that?
I'm not the cop. You know, you want to be pissy. You want to be pissy and go, "Well, screw this. I was pissed."
Fuck the
fine.
cops.
Guess
I know
what?
you want to be able to say
you're
that.
You're going to jail then. So do I think you can be arrested for being an asshole? Yes. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter, but you can be arrested. So stop being an asshole. Take a breath. Jesus Christ!
Okay, totalitarian state, lover. Say fuck.
No. I'm already. The question is, do you have a problem with big? Oh, it's from Anonymous.
Big penis?
Do you have a problem with big penises? Hell no.
Fuck no. Okay, sorry.
Puppy no.
Puppy no.
Do you? Hold on. From Anonymous. Do you have a problem with big age differences in relationships? Now, this is funny because Neil, who is our bass player, and Mike and I were talking about this once. And I think I'm actually the one who had the least difference. My parents were 16 years apart. And it seems that, and my younger brother went with somebody that was 13 years older than him. My older brother married somebody 13 years younger than him. I tend to date guys between 12 and 15 years younger than me. My sister also dates guys a lot younger than her. So your parents were how many years apart?
About 20.
About 20 years apart.
Yeah.
And they were, they had the greatest relationship. My parents did not have a great relationship.
Yeah,
but I think it doesn't matter the age difference, which is what I'm getting at. And how many years apart were Neil's parents?
I don't remember.
There was a big one, though.
There was a big difference. It was about the same as my parents.
It was like 20 years.
Yeah, the difference with those two is they were both teachers. They were doing exactly the same thing.
Well, which brings me to my friends. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm bringing you up. They're teachers, and it's funny because I worked with both of them separately at two different schools when I was a teacher. And she is 20, I want to say she's 23 years younger than he is. And the age difference just really doesn't matter. I think if people connect, then they connect, and that's it.
The last one, but it's not going to be. Sorry.
Okay.
Because I thought this was it just looks like an interesting question.
Okay.
From Anonymous, thought I'd procrastinate and tried to be your last entry. Okay, why is that a 14-year-old boy can make you laugh so hard and then turn around and make you want to rip his head off? How does he feel the same? How does he feel the same about his mom? How does he feel the same about his mom?
No, and does he?
Oh,
And
does
does
I'm
he
sorry.
feel the same about
And
his-
does he feel the same about his mom?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he does. He's 14. Okay, that's the answer. How can he make you laugh and then you want to rip his head off? He's 14.
Because he's 14. Okay, yeah, that does answer
And does
the
he
question.
feel the same about you? Yes,
Yeah,
because he's
you're his mom.
14.
Yeah, he's 14.
And you know, when you're 14, so many anonymouses.
Yeah,
Anonymous.
chickens.
What is the main code or rule you like to live by and think others should live by? First, let me say I don't want to put my views on how others should live.
That falls back on the earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
right.
one. But the rule that I like to live by is the golden rule. Treat other people like you want to be treated. Bottom line.
Common sense.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a religious or a Bible statement. It's just common sense.
Yeah, it is common
And
sense.
if you don't want to be treated like shit, then don't treat other people like shit. You know, if you don't want to be lied to, don't lie to them. If you don't want anybody to steal from you, then don't steal. It's just common sense. It has nothing to do with the Bible.
If you don't want anybody to
religion.
puppy you, don't puppy
you,
them.
Right. Unless you want to get puppied.
Yeah. So
Get a
puppy
furry
you.
little brown puppy like mine. Common sense.
We-
James
Okay.
in California. I think we know who James is.
Okay.
Hey G. Now we know who it is.
No, I got a lot of, everybody calls me that.
Yeah, but we know it's James. We know.
I have
You know-
3 Jameses in California.
You know
online.
we know. James.
Oh, see, that's not who I thought.
Really?
I wasn't
That's
thinking
what
it
I was
was.
thinking.
I wasn't thinking it was the drummer.
Well, I didn't know that you know more than one.
Okay,
James.
go ahead.
Anyway,
But let's hear
I
it.
would like to know. I would like to know where you came from and what influences have shaped you. You're such a unique and bright person. I just don't know how much about you. I just don't know much about you. Sorry. If you didn't want the topic to be about you, then maybe we can just talk over a glass of wine sometime. Sounds like more like he's asking on a date.
I need to know which James that is now.
Give her a call, James.
Yeah. First of all, we can always talk over a glass of wine.
That's true, but
Let's
let's
start that.
answer his question.
Well,
Which was
that's a lot about me, and I don't think anybody really wants to hear that.
have
So,
shaped you. Well,
I will say this.
would that be musically, personally?
Yeah, because that's
Physically?
that's a lot. So I'll just
Emotionally?
say this. Where did I come from? I came from my mother. No, I came
New York.
I came from New York, and I can prove it. Ready? Hey yo, how you doing? How you doing? Okay,
I'm
so
not
that's
from
the
New York,
proof.
and I can do, hey, how you doing?
No, not as good as you.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, can you say coffee?
Coffee.
All right.
You fucking say coffee like I can say coffee.
Can you stop saying the F word? Because I want to say it.
Go ahead.
No. Okay, so wait. All right,
Okay,
so
so-
that's where I'm from.
That's
Cheese, I know. So that's what, and then what have shaped me? Every experience I've ever had has shaped me, including the pizza and wine that I eat has shaped me. I'm sitting
And
on
sushi.
the sushi today.
Yes, that's.
And what was the next thing?
That's pretty much what it just says. You're
I'm sorry,
such a
didn't
unique
he?
and bright person.
And thank you for saying
I
I'm
just
unique
don't know
and
much
bright.
about you.
I like to think I'm unique and bright as well.
And if you didn't want the topic to be about you, then maybe we could talk.
And we can
about it
definitely,
first.
because I don't think people really want to
That's-
hear that much about me.
James, that's very passive aggressive. Just ask her out on a date, okay? Just say, hey Gina, meet me wherever.
Or hey G.
Hey G, you said Lorenzo, meet me for a drink.
Yeah, but let's find out
Don't be
which
a pussy.
James you are
Don't
because
be a pussy.
that could be an issue if you're not.
Don't be a pussy. So let's go for the first one.
Thank you very much. And this was longer than 20 minutes, so
Yes, it
it's
was.
going to have to be put up in. It's going to have to be put up in a few videos because
Segments.
only 20 minutes can go up at a time.